No, yep, it was the
Excellent.
6th of June, and then prior that was May 23rd.
Okay, awesome. So this is our third meeting. We will be meeting hereafter. We're going to meet every week, and really it's just the next 2 weeks because in 3 weeks we'll be traveling to Barbados, literally almost to the day. So, we have about 2 to 3 more meetings. And so we're going to be meeting on a weekly basis from here on out. So next Wednesday, the following Wednesday, and then the final Wednesday will be the 3rd of July. And that'll be the week of our departure, or I guess, the week prior. So we leave on a Sunday, which is the start of the next week, but it's that within that week, that time frame. Okay. Before we get started, are there any questions? And I'll get some logistics out the way before Miss Isabel graces us with the numbers and where we stand. Any questions before we get started? Any comments or thoughts or based on what I've already shared with you all? So hopefully you all have gotten a chance to see it. This is one of the reasons why we send this information out to you all in advance, is so that we could kind of cut down on some of the questions that may have may arise or may have arose, if you will, if that's even how you say it, prior to, our next meeting. So we want to make sure that you guys are well informed. Transparency is a big thing for me. And so we want to make sure that even if we're not meeting, you all are getting weekly updates. And I think we've done a, pretty good job in sharing that information out to you all. That being said, you all should have received, and can I get a thumbs up just to make sure? Because not everybody was confirming with me. I did ask, like, if you guys, when you receive information, if you guys could confirm that the information was received so that I know that you all are seeing it. So just by way of thumbs up, everyone received the updated itinerary. Yes? Or you can just say yes. And I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page. Everyone received the updated travel itinerary. So we have 2 separate itineraries. We have the internship itinerary itself, which breaks down every single day of our trip for that 14-day period. The first and the last day are travel days. But even once we hit the ground, we're hitting the ground with us, studying the material. We're going to be breaking everybody into their groups. You guys are going to be studying, and by the 9th. So it's going to be similar to how we did last year in Jamaica for those who went, where we're literally hitting the ground running, literally. So we arrive on the 8th. Our first workshop is the 9th, and then we don't get a break in between like we did in Jamaica. So it's literally the 9th and the 10th. So that, we just want to make sure that you guys know as soon as we get there, we're gonna hit the ground running.
Okay,
So
Rosie, I just want to say I don't think that I saw the itinerary. I
yeah,
just
it's
I put a
possible.
thumbs up. I'm sorry that I did that,
No, it's
but
okay.
I do not remember seeing the itinerary.
So based on what we discovered earlier, Anna, that's likely what happened because it's the same email group. So I need to change the email and send it back to you.
Okay, thank you.
Resend it rather to you. So yes, you're
Thank you.
probably
Thank you so
absolutely
much.
right about
Okay.
that. So I apologize for that. Uh-oh, looks like someone dropped off. All right, so we got the itinerary for the flight. Is okay. So let me put this out there because I gotta put things in perspective for you. Our flight is at 5. Hold on, I don't know if Isabel has it
It
open,
is
but I
5. Yep, it's 5 in the
yeah,
morning.
yeah.
5:50.
So everyone for those of you who are, avid travelers, and if you're not, you've probably heard, that there's a 2-hour window for domestic flights, meaning, within the 50 states. But then there's also a 3-hour um arrival time for those within or those traveling internationally. So what does that mean? Our flight is 5 o'clock. Guess what that means? I know, Vita. I know. I see it.
Baby, 2 a.m.
Listen, I'm just saying. That's why I wanted to make sure everybody had all the information because
I'm just trying to figure it out. But he'll
he
be
can
there.
always come and bunk up with us. Listen, we got some space, and listen, I grew up in a household where my grandmother, everybody was family, everybody was coming over, everybody was spending the night, everybody slept on the roof, and and on down to the basement. So we can make it happen if if we need to make it happen, because we are very close to the airport. Yeah, the airport's about 10 to 12 minutes from our house, and we are going to be, so my husband and I'm hoping that we could try to finagle Miss Shirley again with her big SUV. But if not, we're gonna do we're likely gonna Uber. If we can't, if we can't fit everybody into one, just depending on how everybody is planning on traveling. Like if everyone is planning on meeting at my house and then we all leave together, that's fine. We just have to we'll have to figure out Uber and all that, or, something. However, if we're gonna, last year we had groups that were meeting us there at the airport. The only thing is that we need to make sure that we're all there and at meeting at a central location so that we can all go in together, so that we can start our check-in process and all of that, because it is gonna, and it's a larger group this time. So it's gonna take a little bit more time to get through that process. So 3 hours international would be for myself and my husband, not for 21 people. So just be mindful of that, right? We're saying 3 hours, but let's just be mindful of the fact that there's 21 of us. And so we just want to make sure that we're being vigilant and diligent rather in our planning. Any questions about that? Because I know I wanted to start with that first, just to kind of get the, get all the jitters
I have
out.
questions, Rosie. You know I got questions.
I know. Yes, ma'am.
So me and Christian don't drive.
I know. You good. You just
My
bring them
thing
over.
is that you said the flight leaves at 5 a.m.
5:45, which means that we will be boarding about 30 minutes prior, so about 5:15.
So that means what? I need to have him at your house, or
He
how are
needs to
you?
be at my house. We're gonna leave by about 2:50, no later than 2 o'clock, actually.
2 o'clock in the morning, 2
In the morning,
a.m.
2 a.m. Yes,
He
ma'am.
should be at your house.
Yes, ma'am. And we can pick him up if need be. Let's just say we likely will not get any sleep until we get on the plane.
I know.
Good times, good times. Last year we had I think we had a 7 o'clock
A
flight.
little
So we
couple
didn't
more
get there.
hours sleep. Yes, yes.
Yeah. So,
Oh, good.
and the unfortunate part with the departing flight is that we do have a layover. And that's just, it's just what it is. We have a layover in Washington, D.C. It was like a 2-hour layover. It's a little bit of 2 hours, which is fine, right?
Okay.
We just need to be, diligent when it comes to, point A to point B. We can mess around when we get there, but point A to point B, and then everybody can, people who's hungry or whatever, do whatever they want to do. But yeah, so there's a layover. Coming back though, there is not. We have a straight flight coming back.
Okay.
So, in terms of resting, it'll be on that final leg. And their Pacific time, Atlantic. Anyway, they're our time. So there's no difference in the time zones there with them, in Barbados, right? So it's 7 o'clock or 7:48 here. It's 7:48 there.
Okay.
They just don't do the daylight saving. So when we, that's the only time it would change.
Okay.
Yes. So again, 2 o'clock is about the time we're going to be leaving.
Okay. So 1:30, he should be at your house.
He should be there no later than about 2:40, 1:45. And again, if you want to, come over and sleep,
Probably spend the night.
listen, we ain't gonna be sleeping anyway, so we'll all be bunked up
Sleep
in
on the
middle room,
ground. That's okay.
sitting on the couch,
Watching
each other.
Yeah, cuddle up in the corner.
There you go. I
Yeah,
do
we
it
make it
all the time
work.
with our youth. Like we have events, every year.
And that day y'all leaving is what day? Is
It's
it
Sunday.
Saturday?
It's a
It's
Sunday.
a Sunday. Oh, y'all waking me up on my day. Sunday.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's
Got it.
Sunday. All right, and Anna, and I understand your questions, because I know that you did not receive the information that I sent out, and I do apologize for that. I was using the
Correct.
wrong email. So
Okay, thank you.
just for everybody else, she didn't get the information, so these are why she's asking those types of questions. Yeah. So anything else? Any other questions? Any thoughts? again, you guys are more than welcome to drop your kids off. Stop, drop, and roll. I don't mind. I'm not going to sleep anyway, so feel free. We'll sing Kumbaya or something, do something until break bread or something. We'll do something to pass the time until, it's time for us to get up and go. I don't have a problem with it. You guys can apologize to my husband, but we'll be up. Anything else regarding the flight?
Yes. Are you going to set like a central location where you want us all to meet at the airport? Because we're in the same area of you, so we're close by as well.
Okay. So then, yeah. So it would normally be like either in the front or right inside of the whatever terminal we're gonna meet. So usually I think Terminal C is United. It's whatever the international terminal is for United. So
Okay.
I will I don't think they provided that to us yet. They usually give that towards the closer to the time of the trip, but I might be wrong. It might be in the itinerary and I just didn't see it. If not, you'll get the information before we go. It'll be the international terminal for United.
Okay, thank you.
I
You're
can
very
speak on that a little bit too, because last year I took Sierra there with Miss Vita. There are different door numbers, and I think everyone should be on top of their WhatsApp because that's where we were communicating with everyone. So if we do have a change, then please be attuned to your WhatsApp. It's just a lot of people, and last year we had less people, so with more people, we might have to find a slightly different location because we were right by the door. And with all the luggage and everything, we might need to change it up when we arrive. So just we'll do our best to give you that information beforehand. But if we do need to change, please, keep on top of your WhatsApp. It's going to be ringing out throughout the whole night until we are boarded.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much for that. Okay. Any other questions, comments, concerns, thoughts concerning the flight, the time of departure, the time that we will be leaving from here? And again, we just need to know everyone's plans prior to so that we know who to expect and what to expect, right? So if you guys are planning on Shh. Okay.
I got you coffee.
Okay, thank you. My son got my coffee.
Charging.
Thank you. Okay. Ask that one. I'm so sorry. What was I saying? I'm sorry. Let me close my door, guys. Just give me 1 second, please. Okay, apologize. All right. So yeah, any questions about that? I don't know where I was, but any questions?
That's where you were. You were asking questions about the time that we're leaving and arriving.
Okay.
So
Yes.
get to the airport.
Yes, sir. Thank you. So again, I know we have Chef Dre and his lovely wife coming all the way from Dallas, Texas. Brr, brr, brr. They're going to be flying in to New York, and they'll be flying out with us, as well as Miss C and Mr. TJ. Brr, brr, brr. They will also be flying in from Florida and flying out with us to Barbados. So we'll have about 7 chaperones. Then we have Miss Aisha. Brr, brr, brr. She's going to be coming with us as well. So, and we of course have myself and Miss Isabel. Brr, brr, brr. So we are in for a treat. We're very excited. And then joining us later on will be Miss Vita. Brr, brr, brr. She'll be coming later on with us. She don't know it yet, but she's gonna be working with us. She's coming.
That's fine.
she
I
coming
just booked
big.
my flight today, by the way.
Oh, very nice. Good. So yes, so that's that. I'm very excited. Very excited. Obviously it's a lot of work, but it's so gratifying to know that we're just that much closer to our end goal. Speaking of goals, any questions before we get into the meat and potatoes of this meeting, which is where we stand financially? Obviously, you guys know tonight is the night. Today is the day. It is the final day of our Snap Raise fundraising campaign. That does not mean that we are done fundraising, right? You know, we still are, you know, there's still quite a bit to be done, and we still have 3 weeks to do it. So, that being said, you know, we have the SNAP raise, which was helping us to, you know, you know, putting everything out there in terms of marketing and promoting and really helping us capture what we've raised. So we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight. Once again, as I mentioned before, right, we're using a platform, and we're paying for the service, right? This is not a free service. When, you know, the service is, you know, it's what they do. And so we're paying for their service so that it's less work on us. The onus is not as much on us to communicate information out weekly. Like you guys have seen, when you provide out these emails, the emails go out to your respective, you know, networks of individuals who you all have put into the email list. And they get those emails every week. So you're not having to do that. You know, you have the dashboard, so everybody gets to see how much you've raised and how much towards your goal. Many of you have reached your goal already. So, you know, really excited about that. Many of you have come close to it, or you know, are coming rather close to it. And so, you know, it does a lot. It allows for a lot, but it also, you know, there's a fee associated with that. It's attached to it, right? So there's the 20% fee. And I'm kind of just painting the picture so that you all know why it's important for us all to meet our goal or come close to it. As far as the scholars, our scholars, we are encouraging them to do their very best. Whatever they don't or are unable to do, we as an organization have, you know, are obligating to ourselves to help support that, which is why we're having these fundraisers, which is why we're also going above and beyond to raise and solicit donors and sponsors, and, you know, and we've received funding as a result. But it is, you know, we want everybody to participate and do your very best. Specifically, you know, the scholars, when we say do your very best, specifically that's to the scholars. And then, you know, we help to support the rest. We don't want any of you guys to feel too much pressure, right? It's a part of the process. Anyway, so with all that, I didn't mean, you know, I didn't mean to kind of go off on a tangent here, but with all that, there is a 20% fee that is taken out of the total amount that we collect, right? On top of that, the swag, which is the incentives. It's a part of the incentive program that they offer, where when you guys meet a certain tier, so let's just say you've reached 10 people, and of those 10, 5 made a donation. That's the first tier. So you then you then become qualified to receive some sort of swag, a SOAR swag, right? That money comes out of our budget as well. That money comes out of SOAR's budget. The only way it doesn't come out is if someone purchases the swag outright, right? So they can do it separately from the swag that you earn as an incentive, by just buying a bag or buying a t-shirt or buying, and we've had some individuals who have done that for our scholars. So just to give you, again, a little snapshot of what to expect. Our goal is what our goal is, but we also have the 20% that's deducted, as well as the additional whatever percentage, I think it's like 4 or 5%, that comes off the top for that swag, right? So again, very important when you see the numbers to know, you know, while it looks like we've raised this, it's still a work in progress to make sure that we meet our actual goal. Does that make sense to everyone? And I know we've mentioned about the fees before, but I also wanted to make sure that we reiterated the fact that there, you know, the swag and the incentives, that we wanted to add to this for the scholars to have access to, that also costs us. So that comes off the top. So what we get, will be slightly lower than what we actually raised. Does that make sense? And is everybody, I just want to make sure, again, transparency. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So that being said, I'm gonna turn the mic over to Miss Isabel, and she's gonna share her screen to show us, you know, our bottom line, where we are, where we stand, and how far we need to go to reach our goals. You're muted, Isabel.
Okay, there you go. All right, everyone should be able to see my spreadsheet. This is where I keep track of everyone's donations on a daily basis. Detailed between websites. On the website, it could be credit card or Zelle, and then SnapRaise is exactly what it is. They give us a report, I download it, and we crunch numbers, and this is what it's showing. So what Rosie was saying was this number here, the 29,057, is everything, including if we did not take out the money for the 20% and the 4% for the swag. This is what we actually raised all in. No fees, nothing. However, the fees do have to come out. That's how it works, right? So all in, right now, we're at $25,000, 25,582, spot 76 to be accurate. That is about 46.51%. So we're not even halfway yet. We still need about 29,417, spot 24. So we need about 53%. So these are the hard numbers. And this is how it looks right now. So you can tell it's not halfway, and we still need everyone to pull in. So those are the numbers. And then in terms of how the scholars are doing, I also have that broken down. So this, all technology, top scholars, and all the way to everyone else, status. So every single day, every week, we're looking at it, we're tracking, we're pushing. We understand it's hard, but this is hard reality, right? We can't just go and say, oh, we'll wing it. We'll probably pay you what we got. It doesn't work like that, right? The hotel actually worked out a really, really great deal for us. And Rose, I think you wanted to talk about that, right? Because we're going there between travel days and days there. It's a total of 14 days, 12 days in the resort. They're covering lodging and 3 meals every single day, including our excursion. So what I worked out to be, and it's not actually on this spreadsheet, but it came out for hotel and food. It was $105 per person per day. You'll never find that deal anywhere, nowhere. So that is an amazing deal. That is a resort. Rosie had mentioned it in one of the earlier calls. It is one of the more upscale resort. But if you think about what they're charging us, this is practically, you cannot even find this rate for a hotel here in New York. And that's a hotel with no food. This is a resort with food. And they also are working on excursions and all of that. So the excursions and everything and travel on the island is separate. So $2,500 per scholar is, wow, a steal. And for chaperones, right? I'm a chaperone as well. So that is a steal. So these are the numbers. So we really need to amp it up and make sure everyone is pulling in whatever they can. Myself, we're falling short a little bit, but my daughter last year, she was a senior, and we also had a tough time, but she's doing all she can and we're still pulling through. But same message goes for everyone else. And then thank you, and then to all the scholars that have met their goal, thank you very much. Amazing job. And if you can help out, please, I encourage you to continue helping. We're a family, right? It goes back into the program. It doesn't go to Rosie. It doesn't go to anyone. It goes back into the program. And then for some of us, like Kavion and my daughter, Sierra, Malachi, they are part of the Divine Nine. They bring back everything to the program. Whatever they learn, they're bringing back. So, and for those that are just joining us this year, you'll see my daughter came back a changed woman. You'll see her you'll see one of the videos. If you look through the source site, her videos on there. Okay. I'm going to share the other power presentation.
Actually, Missy, I'm sorry, Missy. Isabel, can you go back to that screen really quickly?
Yeah.
I just want to clarify a few things. And if you have it live, I'd like to remove column or row 35. Excuse me, 34. C7 34. That name, I removed it from the list. I don't know how I got back on there, but if we can remove that person.
Yeah.
Also, Aisha's name, we want to make sure we spell that correctly. But Shania's 4801, that is between her and Aisha.
Okay.
So that amount is covered for both her and Aisha.
Okay, my apologies. I forgot to check on that one.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Was that
I
it?
think, yeah, I think how we're doing, we can talk offline and clarify with Aisha, but I believe it's the 2,500 for, towards Shania, and then the balance is for Aisha. Is that correct, Aisha? Okay, awesome. So we just put the difference down for Aisha.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Yes, that is correct.
Okay, excellent. We
Yeah,
just
I'll
need
talk.
to-
Question, Rosie,
Yeah,
if you purchase an item, aside from, uh, you know, the
Fundraising?
gift store, if you just
Uh-huh.
purchase like say you just purchase a sweatshirt, does that go towards the donation?
no, no. So that's
Okay.
just you purchasing swag for him separately. That's what I was saying.
Okay,
So unless you
that's what I
purchase it
thought
separately,
I was doing.
yeah.
That's why I did that.
Oh,
That's why I did that. And then the money for the talent show, I thought that was going towards this as well.
it is. That's separate though. We're talking
Okay.
Saturdays right now. Yeah.
Okay, so I was confused about purchasing an item because I did the purchasing of an item only because I thought it was going to go towards his donation.
So let me clarify because I think there is a 10%, right, Isabel? There's 10% of whatever anybody purchases that does come back to the organization. So yes, you're right. It's 10% of what, so if you're, let's just say your swag that you purchased for your participant cost $50, 10% of that is $5. That goes back into the organization. So yes,
Mhm.
yes. But
Okay,
that,
not the
that's
whole
about it.
amount, not the
No,
whole amount.
no, no. It's a percentage of it. Mhm.
And then the donation for the talent show.
That is,
goes,
that all goes towards the fundraiser. So that is split, or, that just goes back into the fundraiser, or, to
fundraiser.
that
And I
goes,
will see that reflected as well.
you will see, yes, but that's separate. Again, this is all from SNAP raise and the monies that we've raised for under this particular
Okay,
campaign. Yes.
got it. Okay, thank you.
But we have, but actually, that's actually a good idea to add that. And Isabel and I will discuss how to capture that, because we were, we want to make sure that everything is captured separately so that it gets its own.
Yeah, because I was trying to do what I was trying to do towards the donation.
Yeah, no,
That's
I
what
appreciate
I
that.
thought I was doing. I thought it was all going towards the donation, you know.
Now you got some swag you can wear, or your son can
Yeah,
wear. So we
yeah,
appreciate
my
that.
baby
But
got
again, it
some
does.
swag.
It's 5% of whatever's purchased goes back into the organization. And then the other event, which is on Saturday, we'll talk about that separately to this.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay, thank you.
No problem. Yeah, and so we got to make sure that we show the raw numbers so that everybody knows where they are. Some are at least, for our scholars, again, this is another way for you guys to raise funds. We have 6 seniors, 5. Let me see, Chris, Janaya. We have 5 seniors, I think, going on this trip with us. Um, and many of all of the, if not all of them, have had financial obligations. Do have financial obligations, many of them going off to college. So there's that. So we totally understand. And this is one of the reasons why, if we could have done more, hindsight being 2020, had we known then what we know now, we probably would have pushed the Costa Rica trip back and then just had more time to plan the Barbados trip, because then we would have been able to push the Barbados trip back. But it didn't work out that way. So, God works everything out. Everything, works in in his divine order. So we're going to keep moving forward. There are some things that are in the works at the current moment that we're hoping to get solidified in terms of, finances. And so, we'll see how that shakes. I did submit for a nice lump sum of funding from a grant, a federal grant. And be honest, we got told no. But Miss Rosie doesn't like the word no. And so we took it a little bit higher. and we're getting it taken care of. So let's just keep things in, you know, let's keep all things in prayer. And I'll keep you guys posted on how that goes. But until then, we're going to keep rocking it out until we raise. And listen, our scholars, my daughter raised her money, and I told her the only way she would be able to go is if she raised her own money. And my daughter's like her mama. She say less, because she was ready to go on this trip before anybody even knew about the trip. She was ready to go. And she raised it. But you know what she said? She said that she wanted to continue doing her fundraising. She's done that. She's raised about $500 more, close to $500 more, but she wants to be able to help other scholars who are having, you know, who's having trouble. So that's what it's all about, right? We continue to raise, but we don't, you know, we're not done. We're not done. So once we raise our goal, yes, that's amazing. But now we want to make sure we, you know, we band together and help others who are, you know, having a more of a difficult time, especially those who there's a lot more obligation happening, you know, this year, you know, and some of our scholars are going to be in that same predicament next year. So we just, you know, we want to make sure that we're being mindful of everything. All right. Any questions about that before we go into talking point, anything else that we've discussed? We'll go over the itinerary. If we have time, I think we have a little bit of time. Just quickly review that, see if anybody has any questions. And I think that's pretty much it. Majority of the stuff we talked about as far as the currency, the logistics of things, we'll go over checklists. So I'm missing a few applications. I think I'm missing one from Chris, Janaya, Malachi. I don't see Malachi on the line. So, but I need applications for everybody. I'm missing one from me. How about that?
Applications? I didn't get anything in my email for that.
Yeah, so we mentioned it every meeting that we've had so far, but
Okay, but what I'm saying is I don't have the application itself. You mentioned it, but I don't have it. Just like I don't have the itinerary.
I'm gonna send it to you, Anna.
Okay, that's no problem. And then I'll take care of that. Thank you so much.
Not a problem. But I'm just mentioning those who we still need to get applications from. No big deal. Just get your applications in so we can make sure that we account for everybody. We just want to, you know, majority of stuff is going to be the same, right, from last year, especially for you, Anna, for, you know, with Chris. So, you know, it shouldn't be, it's the same questions. It's just a different trip.
Ms. Rosie, a quick question. You said you didn't have an application. Are the chaperones signing?
Oh, no. I meant for my child.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I have a child going and I didn't complete her
Oh,
application.
okay. I just wanted to
I
clarify.
will. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
And, you know, for
Oh,
those
and Anaya. I'm missing one from Anaya as well.
Gotcha.
So I need one from you, Anaya. And Anaya, if you and your mom can stay behind after this meeting, that would be great.
And I'm sharing the QR code for the application for those that are missing it, if they want to do it right now.
Yes, absolutely. So Anna, if you're on your computer, you can scan this QR code. Or I'll email you the link.
Okay.
You want me to email it or you want me to text it to you?
Just email it to me and I can print it out and fill it out and scan it back to you.
It's digital. You don't have to fill it. You just do it right on the computer. Yeah, it's digital.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll send it to you.
Thank you.
No problem. Any questions about what we've discussed so far? Any thoughts about what we've discussed so far? And this is really about, you know, just the financial parts of things. I figured this would be the time that we would have those questions or comments or anything. Let me see. I see a lot of going on in the chat, so I just want to make sure I'm not. Yes, Miss Anna, I got you. Okay. All right. No questions, so we can move on. Everybody understands what's at stake here, right? So
yes.
we'll just, you know, let's make sure we get, you know, what we got to get done. And so just in terms of fundraising, yes, the fundraiser is the event. I would like to have everyone participate. Even if you've met your goal, again, this is bigger than just us, right? I know it shows on the Excel spreadsheet that I did not meet my goal, but I met my goal multiple times over. So I'm good on my end too, and I'm just raising money just to make sure that everybody gets it. But again, so we have this other event coming up on Saturday. That is another way for everyone to participate and be a part of this effort, right? So again, if you've not done it, totally understood. I've had conversations with many of you about it, especially the parents of seniors. I've had conversations with you all. Do not allow that to stop you. This is one of those opportunities where this will, can be a way for you all to help participate and raise, some funding. But we do need effort in that as well. We need people to come out. We need people to support. We need people to, donate. It's $20. We're not asking for a whole lot. But it gets them a whole lot, right? They get food, they get entertainment, they get free gifts. We just picked up a pallet, 4 pallets worth of donations that we get all the time from Amazon. We have a partnership with Amazon. We just got 4 pallets worth of donations from them this past Thursday. We're going to be bringing a bunch of that stuff over to the community center and giving it all away, raffling some of it off, giving some away. So, we're going to have a good time. You may not want to model the runway. I'm hoping I get some models, out there, some of our entrepreneurs who have their own swag they want to showcase, or some of our singers or spoken word and whatever you want to do. But let's just say you don't want to, right? That's just not your forte. That's not something you're into. You can just simply be there and volunteer your time, and that works just as well. There, and that's essentially me saying there is no excuse other than the fact that maybe you have something else. But we would like for everyone to make a dedicated effort, if you can, to be there. If it comes down to transportation, or obviously you're in a different state, that's different. We understand, but you can also help to push for tickets. If anybody wants to donate and buy a ticket, they don't have to be there, but maybe they just want to support and, in purchasing a ticket, they can do that. And we can give them all the reasons why that's going to help support us. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes.
Excellent. Yes. All right. So I'm expecting hopefully everybody's going to be there. We have the facility from 10 to 6. The event is from 10 to 6. So I think we have it from 10 to 7 or 10 to 8. I forget. But I'll be there around between 10 and 11. So if anybody wants to come early and help set up, maybe you can't stay for the entire event, but you can come early and help set up and be there at least for a portion of it. That would be great. Wawa, yes. Who wants to bring some Wawa? I'm all for it. I see your comment, Ms. Anna. Oh, nobody else is seeing it because she's sending it directly to me. All right. Yes, everyone knows I love Wawa, and Miss Anna's just asking if we're gonna have Wawa there. Yes, we will. Actually, Wawa was one of our supporters this year. We got a $2,500 donation from them. So great stuff. So yes, that would be the upcoming the in-person event is this coming Saturday. Again, if you're interested, I've sent out all the details about it. I just need you to let me know what you're looking to do. Again, I need all hands on deck. We can't do this. I can't do this alone, right? We can't do this. We're a team. There's no I in team. And so I'm not going to, I'm not going to do this alone. I need your help. I need your support. I need your participation so that we as a team can get it done. All right.
May I just add to that for a second,
Sure.
Rosie?
Sure.
While you're asking for help, but this is all part of the experience, right? You're putting together an organization. This is what the classes are about, hospitality, right? Maybe it's not travel, but it's definitely hospitality. For those that might have been in the entrepreneurial classes, this is how you run an event. Entrepreneurial means you better be rolling up your sleeves and be on the ground, know how the business runs, because I can easily hire someone off the street, but if I don't know how it's going to run, someone's going to pull that rug from under me, and then what happens? So this is all part of the whole learning curve. This is all about SOAR classes and teachings, and the same thing, exactly what you learned in the classes is what you'll be applying on the trip. And I'm telling you, because I have firsthand knowledge, my daughter was there. She took the classes, she went there and she presented and she taught and she worked. So yes, you know, it's not just a trip, it's a working trip. It's exactly an internship, but I can tell you for those that have received the itinerary, there's a lot of free time, but a lot of that is also exposure. They're gonna be working in the hotel. They're gonna be teaching the Young Boss program to the locals. And last year, from my understanding, they were so inspired by all of this. What you have here in the States may not be what you have in all those other countries or islands, and it's an island. And so this whole kick event is very crucial. It is your introduction if you've never had one. If you have never been in the hitting the ground running with one of these events, this is it. So I just want to add that.
No, thank you. I appreciate that. And that should segue us into the itinerary. And I think we'll kind of leave off there, but just kind of going through some of the itinerary. You guys can read some of this information. I believe this was shared out with you. If not, we'll definitely share this out once the meeting minutes for this meeting have been transcribed. But if we could go to the itinerary.
Yep.
We got, give me 1 second, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Sorry. So this is our itinerary. I believe one of the changes is that I don't see it on here, but one of the changes is that instead of us going to the clinic, because anybody who works in the kitchen, we have to have a permit, right? So I know that Chef Dre and Miss Mary, Chef Mary, because she's also a chef, Chef Mary will be our two chaperones to receive the certificate. And then all of our scholars who will be rotating in the kitchen. So everybody's going to basically get a certificate for that, as far as the scholars, anybody who's working. They're going to actually, the clinic is actually going to come to us at the resort. So the GM, Michelle, has worked it out to where we don't have to make the trip there. They're going to come to us. So that's going to fall on, I believe she said I believe it's the 11th. I'm not sure. I have to go back
it's the 10th at 3 p.m. It's day 4. I have it highlighted.
Is it the 10th? Okay. So then I gotta clarify that, because remember, that's the day of our of the workshop, and it's 10 to 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so we'll have to see how that works out. But anyway, all right. So this is the itinerary. This is the breakdown of the itinerary. We have 3, I believe it's 3 excursions. We have the museum visit. We have the Harrison Cave, which is one of the 7 wonders of the world, which I was not aware of. And then we also have, there's one more that I'm missing.
Bridgetown.
No, there is Harrison Cave. Oh, the island tour right there on day 10, 7/16. We have the island tour. So the island tour is basically where we get a tour of the island, and then we take stops at certain destinations, popular destinations, and they'll tell us, about that. So it's basically a tour, and then the resort will provide the food, and services. Get out. Sorry. The resort will provide the food for that excursion. Yeah. And then as you can see, so we'll be televised. This event, this undertaking will actually not only be televised, so their Good Morning Barbados is equivalent to our Good Morning America. So we're going to be televised on their Good Morning Barbados, and whatever that day is. And then we are also going to be featured in their newspaper. So sort of like our Daily News, or I don't know what New Jersey has a newspaper, but New York Daily News or Daily Post or whatever it is. We're actually going to be, I think it's Wake Up Barbados or something Barbados, or something Barbados, or Barbados Today. So we're going to be featured in multiple, media outlets. So one of the things to start thinking about, we have to select a few scholars. Everyone, unfortunately, won't be able to do the televised one. You'll be able to interview for the written one, but the televised one is going to be limited on who will be interviewed. Obviously, myself, Chef Dre, but then we'll need to select some scholars. So just be prepared for whatever we ask you to do, because that might be one of them pitches that you might have to do, or a presentation that you might have. Really, it would probably be a pitch, you know, just to you know, tell us why you should be the one picked. And we want to try to get everybody, but unfortunately we can't. I will certainly email all of this. Yes, we're going to email this to you along with the meeting minutes, so that you all have this at your disposal. Again, the information has been emailed to you all, with the exception of Miss Anna. Everybody else should have received the itinerary. Not this pretty. We just kind of sent you the itinerary as it was sent to us by the general manager, but we will send you this entire presentation so that you have everything that you need at your disposal. All right. Yeah, so we're excited. Transportation, everything is covered. The flights have already been covered. So no, there are no backsies. We've paid, the flights have already been paid for. The next thing to cover is the resort. We'll be working on that next. All right. And then the final thing will be, you know, transportation to and from, and wherever we go in between as far as the excursions, that will be covered at the time, but all the funds will need to be collected by July the 1st. So that being said, to anyone, chaperones, for anyone who has not made your goal, we did mention this in the very beginning. We appreciate everyone wanting to participate and help support us. We do, but our primary obligation is to the scholars, right? In terms of supporting them funding wise. So we need to make sure that everybody is on the same page. And whatever you know, everybody was invited to participate in this fundraising effort to help offset some of that cost for you guys. So you know, chaperones specifically, you know, that July 1st date, that is you know, that's the date. So that is when we need to have all the monies in, raised, not raised. We got to have your portion in so that we can do what we need to do for you know, whatever it's going to cost us to cover those things. Okay. So that's July the 1st. Again, that's not for the scholars. That's you know, that's separate, and we already put that out there in the email so everybody understands. Everybody knows, you know, what's expected. So if you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. But that's where we stand right now. Now, you know, if any, you know, again, we're working on other things, but I don't want to you know, I don't want to rely on that, especially because it may or may not happen. So, you know, I push things up a notch, but that doesn't always mean, you know, I'm gonna get a yes the second time around. So we'll see.
So Rosie, in terms of also setting expectations, I just want to bring to everyone's attention, right? Because we don't know who's going to be on TV. We also have a formal dinner, if you will, you know, gives you the whole real life situation of how things work, you know, celebratory event, if you will. So we have a semi-formal dinner plan. So that means everyone should be prepared for either the television and or the semi-formal dinner. We're not telling you to bring a tuxedo and pants and dress shoes, but something, you know, good enough to, let's say if you have to go on TV. If that means a tuxedo, go for it. But I don't suggest that because it's going to be really hot. But a nice button-down shirt for the men, for the ladies, you know, a dress or whatever you feel comfortable in. So I want to bring attention to that. And then, Rosie, you had mentioned in an earlier call, every person will be getting a SOAR t-shirt, and that will be worn throughout the trip. As you know, as you will tell everyone during, you know, as we prepare for the day. And then in between, if you look at the itinerary that has shown before, everyone will be working. And for those particularly working at the reception, they are asking that you wear a white shirt, either a polo or button down, and then a black bottom. So we're 18 days away, Rosie. I just counted it as you were talking about. We're 18 days away. So we have a little over 2 weeks for everyone to prepare, start packing. I just started looking at everything today. So this is a kind of a checklist. I'll send it out to you later. I'll send it to Rosie. She'll send it to you. So just want to bring that to everyone's attention now, so you can start looking if there are any sales or anything. This is the time to look for it. And no sales, we can start ironing. Sorry.
Let me clarify too. So for bullet B, work uniform, that is only for anything outside of front desk. If you are at the front desk, you are to wear business casual. That is specific. So if you can add that, I thought you did the last time we talked about it. Maybe it didn't.
I think I had
So-
it all. I have in different places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is business casual for front desk, and everyone will have to at least be, do 1 to 2 days. Again, remember, you guys are rotating. So anyone at front desk, just like you would see anyone in a hotel or resort, when you go, you see them, they have on their little blazers, or just come prepared with either a blazer or a nice button down shirt. You cannot wear anything sleeveless in either capacity. So whether you're doing front desk, whether you're doing back desk, kitchen, front end or back end, maintenance, that's just something that they do not allow. And we couldn't do it last year, and this is the same concept here. Sleeveless means this, not anything with sleeves. Sleeveless is this, okay? What I have on. Just to put things in perspective for you. All right. So short sleeves is good. You can wear short sleeves. It's the sleeveless shirts that they're asking you not to wear while you're working. But again, front desk, I'm going to send all this to everybody. Yes, ma'am. Front desk will be business casual. And you can wear dark bottom, but just make sure your top is either button down, or if you have a blazer, that's good too. All right. Any questions about that? Okay. I think anything else? I just want to, any questions about the luggage. So some of the things that I said I would get back to you guys on. Luggage. As I suspected, we had a good agent last year, right? We had a good agent where when we got there, they were like, listen, you're military, put all the bags under your tab. So with me being military, I get all my bags for free, right? My husband, when he's with me, he gets his bags. My kids get their bags for free. They let all of our kids last year, although we didn't know that till we got there, they let all of our bags. If we wanted to check in bags, it was free under my military status, because the itinerary was under my name. That doesn't necessarily mean that's going to happen this year. So I can't guarantee that it will happen. So if you do decide to bring a check-in bag and you're willing to pay for it, I would bring that money just in case, if you're willing to pay for it. Because again, most of you know, last year we struggled. we struggled. We was, we did, you guys, it was pretty tough trying to get 12 days worth of clothes in a 2-day bag. So, let's just be mindful of that. When we're packing, I will bring an extra piece of luggage with me, which means that if anybody needs to add anything extra, I can add it to your piece of luggage. You may need to maybe already have it bagged up, or have it in like a Ziploc bag or something where everything will fit. But if you guys want to bring extra stuff and you don't want to check it in you don't want to put it in your bag that you're carrying on, you can, I'll have a regular size check-in bag, which is like your not the medium, but the large suitcase. I'll have 2 large suitcases. And that extra large suitcase will be for anybody who has anything extra who you'd like to bring stuff and it won't fit. But again, I don't want anything loose. So whatever you guys bring, it will have to be already like pre-packaged and sealed or whatever, so that all we got to do is put it in the luggage and go. And then I'll just check it in under my bags. In the event that Again, come prepared. If you want to check in your bag, you absolutely can, but it is going to be whatever the rates are for the check-in bags. I think it's like $50 for the first check-in and 75 for the second. I can't remember. I don't ever pay, so I don't know. But anyway, I think it's like that amount. I think that's what she told me. And it's in the itinerary too. If you guys look at the itinerary, that information is in there. But we'll clarify. But if you know, bring the money if you're looking to do that. And if by chance they say, listen, no, put all the bags under your name, you're good, it's free. Then just hold on to the money. Okay, because it's gonna be, you know, we're gonna have to come back too. So and it, you know, the same rules are almost never apply in every airport. So every airport is different.
And then just to be sure, there's a pictograph of what a carry-on luggage would look like, because last year I think one of the issues was some of them had a slightly bigger one or different size. It has to be the measurement that I'm showing on the screen. Like I said, it's going to be part of the presentation that you'll get, but you do need to measure it and make sure it falls within those guidelines. Otherwise, we will be charged for that if, you know, Rosie doesn't get the courtesy.
Okay, so we all get this PowerPoint presentation, all of
Yeah.
it. Okay,
Yes.
thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
because we got to go over this.
Yes.
Yes, and also, Rosie, we did find out there was a laundromat outside of the hotel.
Yep. Oh, yep. Gary covered that too, but thank you. Yeah, absolutely. So the laundromat right outside, right down the road. She said we can walk to it. And we can actually drop our clothes off and pick it up. I would not. You're in a different country. You know, you want to get all your clothes back, you wash them yourself. And there is a shopping center right down the road as well. So we're like in close proximity to just about everything. And
Laundry's not free. Laundry's not free.
there you go. Laundry's not free. No, it's not.
Okay.
It's not free at home. It's not free there.
Do you know what the ratio from over there to $sign over here?
I don't know. I would have to ask.
That's another thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would have to ask, but just, you know, just bring it's probably not going to be a whole lot. You know, so bring a couple dollars for that. I don't anticipate you guys washing your clothes every single day. You know,
Yep.
but yeah, just maybe just, you know, have, you know, maybe about $10, $15 extra for that. I highly doubt it'll be any more than that.
And do we need to bring our own laundry detergent? Of course,
If
right?
you want, that's what I'm saying. If you want to, but there is a shopping center there. I would not, if you don't need to, unless you're going to do a travel size one. I would wait till we got there and you can purchase it there.
Purchase over there.
Yes. And then actually we can have a community one. So if everybody wants to chip in $1 or $2, we can go to the store, or, you know, we could take care of that. Don't worry about that.
That would be nice.
Yeah, we'll take care of that. So then
Yeah, that
everybody,
would be-
you know, but
that would be
everybody's
nice.
different.
I know.
Don't get bougie when it comes to the.
I know that's right. You
okay?
got to do what you got to do.
Don't get bougie when it comes to the detergent. So I just want everybody to know. Everybody got to agree on the detergent. But yeah, so that's correct. And then again, everything else is on the itinerary for us to cover the next week if we didn't get to go over it this week. All right.
Okay.
We're going over time. We actually started a little bit later, which is, you know,
Okay. All right.
so-
Miss
Yeah.
Rosie, I think I understood Miss Cruz's question slightly differently. The exchange rate is $1 US becomes $2 Barbadian. We don't know the cost of what the laundromat could be. And you know, if you have 10 loads and someone has 1 load, that's also something different, right? But the exchange rate is $1 US becomes $2 Barbadian dollars. So it goes a long way. It's double or half. Or half
And
if you
just so you know, we say Barbadian, they say Bayesian.
Oh, okay.
No, but it's interchangeable, but they tend to use Bayesian there. So just FYI, you know.
I did call my bank and I did tell them what the situation was with Christian going to Barbados. And they said that they didn't need to do anything different. As long as, I let them know that that's where he was going. That's it. Like
Yeah.
they didn't need to do anything different as far as exchanging dollar amounts or anything like that.
No, you have to do that yourself. We were just saying, make sure you let them know in the event that something fraudulent happens, they're aware so that they know to keep, they have these security measures in place to keep track of things when people are traveling internationally.
Correct.
Yeah.
So now he could just use his card if he wants to.
Be careful though, because unless he has it embedded in there where there are no, because we just talked about this the other day. So great question. The exchange rates, or not the exchange rates, I'm sorry. The, international, is that right? I don't think I'm saying it right. The international
Foreign exchange.
foreign exchange. Yes. The foreign
Fee.
exchange. There is a fee. So anytime you use your card, you're getting
Yes.
charged from so it's almost like using an ATM, right? You're getting charged from your ATM, but you're also getting charged a rate from their ATM. And it may be slightly higher because it's that exchange rate, that additional surcharge.
So my thing is do you think that I should just send him with cash?
I know we talked about that before. Again, I can't tell you what you should do. I can make a recommendation.
Okay.
And my recommendation was, if you want to send cash, you would have to decide how much that is. We've given you all the information that you need. We told you about the rates and everything. You guys have to decide how you want to do that, because I don't want anything held on me saying, well, you said, no.
No,
That's not my
I'm not,
decision to
I
make.
wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do
Okay.
that. It's just a
That's my, right.
suggestion,
Yeah.
you know. That's
So
all I'm saying.
No, right. So remember, last time we had the conversation, we said we would suggest, having the cash on hand and trying to be, minimal with the card because of that rate. And
Right.
depending on your bank might charge a higher rate than other banks. So that's another thing, that just to be mindful of.
Okay.
The other thing is, shoot, and I just lost my train of thought, and I'm about to say it.
The cash,
Oh,
the bank.
Oh, yeah. So when we travel, they don't take our change. Mhm.
What do
So
you mean?
they don't take our coins. So when we travel, the bus is about $2.50. Or let's say their bus is every $2. Their $2 is $1 for us, right? So that's like what, $3, something like that. Oh, no,
$3 for us is $2 for them.
No. So our $1 is $2 for them, right? So if, let's just say their bus,
Bus. It is the public bus we were talking about. If it's $2.50, they will take $3.
Yeah. They're
Yes.
going to take the $3 from us. They're not going to take $2.50 from us. Like if we try to give them
planning on
$2,
taking buses? Are you guys planning on
Yes.
taking buses?
Yes.
You
Now,
are.
excuse me?
You are taking buses.
Yes. So
Oh.
public transportation is the alternative to having to spend a lot of money on private transportation.
Oh.
Yes. So it becomes a whole lot more expensive when we're doing, like last year, we had some connections.
You had your own drivers. You had your drivers.
When, the resort will provide us with drivers for certain excursions or certain trips, but to have them for every trip or everything that we do, it's not necessary either, because it's only $2 and it's just, they're just letting us know that, if we want to exchange money, maybe have that amount of money exchanged so that they will take their own money, as opposed to taking 50 cents more of our money.
Okay,
Because they're not going to take.
This is a lot of information. Are you guys planning on doing things where you do have to take buses?
Yes.
Yes.
This is why we're having
So
this
the
conversation.
kids are going to have to spend their own money on these buses.
No, what
No.
I'm saying
Okay,
is,
I'm just trying to get a full understanding.
right. So let's just say they want to do anything extra, right? Anything
Okay.
that requires, that is not a part of the budget, not a part of, the itinerary that's here. So it could be
Okay.
that, okay, we all want to go down to the mall, but it ain't a part of the itinerary. It ain't a part of what we said we wanted to do. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Anything
Yes.
extra that they want to do,
Okay.
because they do have the option. Like we had it last year where we were just like, okay, what we're going to do today? Oh, let's do this today. We're going to have some free time, and they might want to
Okay.
decide, together collectively, that this is what they want to do. It may not be covered in the 2,500. So we just want to make sure everybody's prepared. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. So yes,
Okay.
we will be taking public transportation if that's decided that we want to do something additional. Does that make sense? Yeah.
It does make sense. So that comes into play where maybe he should take, some cash, with him.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So if they want to, and again, we're going to go to these shops where they're going to want to get some souvenirs like they did last time. and you know, they're going to spend their money for that. So again, anything
Okay.
that's leisure stuff that they want to do that's separate or outside of the budget that we've set,
Okay.
that is something, yes, they'll have to account for. They'll bring their money just like they did last year. And, you know, a lot of them, you know, did very well with it. Some of them not so much, not so well, but
Okay.
you
Yeah.
know, yeah. So
Yeah.
yes, just as long as
Okay.
they have their own money, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Also,
Okay.
just to
Okay.
reiterate one thing, even if they are going on their own, none of the scholars are going by themselves. They have to have a chaperone. No one's going
Okay.
off.
That's a good thing. That's a great thing.
Yeah,
Yes.
want to reiterate that. We talked about that last time. I just want to reiterate, just because there's going to be a change in plans and some groups may want to separate, there always has to be a chaperone. They're not allowed to go anywhere on their own, no matter what their age is, because some of
That is
the
correct.
scholars are a little older. Mine is a little older, but she's not
Yes.
going to go off on her own.
That is
Okay. Thank you, Jesus. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate that.
All right. So
Just-
we'll cover some more of this at the next meeting. Again, our next meeting is next week. Unfortunately, fortunately for me, unfortunately for the meeting, I won't be here, but Miss Isabel she's gonna keep it moving. You know, we don't want to miss. I think we only have 2 more meetings after this. I will be away celebrating my anniversary and birthday. So I will be out of the country myself before I come back for a week and go back out of the country again. So very
Happy
excited
birthday,
for that.
happy anniversary.
Happy
Yes, thank you.
anniversary.
Yeah, June 23rd and June 24th. That's why I need all y'all to be out on the 22nd so we could celebrate. All right. That being said, we're gonna end here and we'll pick back up next week. You know, any updates that we have, we'll make sure to provide that information. Again, a lot of this will be detailed, or this detailed information that's in the slides, we'll definitely send out to you guys. So you have that. So if you have any questions, please feel free to, you know, to reach out separately to this. All right. Any questions before we end?
No, thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Anna, for all the questions. I mean, they're really good questions, insightful, you know, thinking. And, you know, I think you're asking a lot of questions that people might want to ask and just are not as
Hey,
versed.
Rosie.
Yes.
Hey, Rosie.
Who's that?
TJ.
Who?
TJ.
Oh, hey, Tommy. What's up?
Have you guys checked into like this time of year? What is the weather supposed to be like?
Hot. No question.
So
Hot,
that,
hot, and more hot, Tommy.
Hot.
You
Yeah.
live in Florida,
I
so
know that's
so
right.
and go Florida times 2. Okay, just keep that in mind. There's not any cool nights. The sun does go down. It gets a little cooler because we're close to the ocean, but it's
Yes.
gonna be anywhere between 89 and 97 every day.
Yes.
cool. 'Cause
And
you know the islands, it rains a lot. So they like say, is it a rainy season or just a hot
no, it's just hot.
No.
Okay.
The other thing about
Just
that
hot.
is that's one of the reasons why they do things early. So they close, a lot of their shops close super early, especially on Sundays. Like their shopping center closes at like 2 because they don't want to be out like in the peak of the heat. So the peak of the
Yeah.
heat is between 2 and 4, which is when it's like super duper hot. So they're like, yeah, now we good. So just know that it does get hot. It was hot last year. It's gonna be hot this year. It's, you know, it's a tropical island, so that is to be expected. So just, you know, bring your protective gear, right? Your sunscreen, bring your bug spray. We got tore up by bugs last year. Again, different country or different island, but you know, same rules apply. Bring what you need, or at least have, you know, if you don't want to bring it, you want to purchase it when we get there, you can do that as well. Just make sure you're prepared.
That's a good question. So at night, you don't need like heavy sweatpants, heavy sweatshirt at
Yeah.
night.
Well, you know, these kids, they're gonna be wearing sweatshirts in 100-degree weather. That's how they do.
Right? They wear
They-
sweatshirts when it's 90 degrees
I don't
outside. So
understand. And they just as comfortable with it. So
Okay, I'm just saying, like, really? Okay. But I get you. I
Yeah.
know, I know.
exactly. I was about to say
Yeah.
these kids.
You know, do we know what power grid they're on? Or like, can we plug up US stuff, or do we need to bring
Yeah,
out?
so there's free Wi-Fi. And there's also everything is pretty up to date and current. Free
Okay.
Wi-Fi. I'll send you guys, and you guys can check it out on the website as well, the amenities. I think I did send that out. So the amenities are basically, we all have a suite. Everybody will have a suite. So it'll have like a little kitchenette area with a stove and everything on it. Or in there rather. Everybody will have their own separate beds and all the works. It'll be air conditioned. It'll be, complimentary Wi-Fi. Everything you would expect out of a resort, you're pretty much going to get there with the exception of washer dryer. That's the only thing that's that we'd have to worry about.
Cool. Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. You're welcome, sir.
We're not recommending that the scholars cook anything in the room, so just
Yes. Say it loud for the people in the back. Nobody will be cooking in their rooms.
just because it's there, we're not allowing that.
Yeah. All right. Any questions? Questions, comments, concerns, gripes, complaints, or otherwise? All right. Thank you guys so much for your time. Rita, you good to go? You got in touch with Michelle? You good?
I like the packing tips, reminder communications as
Yeah.
well sent to me, please. This is all
Sorry.
helpful.
You're
Yeah,
Thank
this is
you.
getting the
Thank
whole
you.
site, the whole set.
Please, thank you so much. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you guys. You guys
Sorry,
can
yes,
go up and-
Rosie, I'm good. I was having trouble unmuting my phone,
Oh,
but
okay.
I'm good.
Okay,
I had
good.
to reach
No
back
problem.
out to her.
Okay. All right. Awesome.
Okay.
All right. Anaya and Miss Norris. Let's see. Nicole, if you guys can stay behind real quick, we just want to touch base with you all. Everybody else, thank you so much. Have a great night.
Good night, everybody.
Thank
Have a
you.
good
Good night,
night,
everyone.
everybody.
Good night.
Right.
Wait 1 second.
I am now the host. All right. Hello, Miss Norris and Anaya and Nicole. How's everything going?
Okay.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you guys. And I think let me just
Oh, my phone was on mute.
okay, let me remove Miss Shirley because I know she's Miss Shirley, are you with us? She may have stepped away. All right, let me okay, there we go. All right. Okay, how's it going, ladies?
I feel like we're in the principal's office.
Oh, you're not. But I have been reaching out. I've not gotten too much of a response, so I just need to make sure everything is good to go. Anaya she did accept the WhatsApp, and we've been communicating on WhatsApp slightly. But I just want to make sure that everything is good. I know Anaya mentioned that she had an appointment with the or I don't know if it happened already, but with the passport.
Yesterday.
Okay, how did everything go?
It went good. She said that she accepted the picture that I submitted.
Oh, you did it virtually or electronically rather?
In
Oh
person.
no, in person. They say sometimes they don't accept it if it's like a smile or something.
Oh, okay. All right. Did they say in terms of turnaround time when you would receive your passport?
2 to 3 weeks.
Okay.
They wouldn't allow her because it wasn't on a 14-day mark for the emergency one.
Oh my
Because
goodness.
if we would have waited, we would have risked the chance of her possibly not getting an appointment within the time.
Okay. Yeah. And that's fine because we're actually right at 3 weeks. So hopefully, there won't be any issue. And I think there might even be a way to reach out if we get close to that time and you haven't received it yet. To reach back out to them. As far as transportation to New Jersey, I know we talked about, let me stop this. Hold on a second.
My husband